What up, internet? It's Tega with the Tech, and I'm coming at you with another first impressions video. And today's game is Mortal Kombat 11. So before we get into it, I just want to say rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, artist, entrepreneur, and everything in between. Man, the culture really took a big hit with this one, and just a sad way to see him go. So I'll be doing a moment of silence at the end of my video, so feel free to stick around and look at that. And yeah, man, I just praying for the best for his family. So rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. So yeah, I know how my first impression videos usually go. I give you a little bit of gameplay right along with my first initial thoughts. So let's just get started with the stress test. Now that beta took place from March 15th through the 17th, and I got in for that weekend. The playable characters were Scorpion, Scarlet, and Baraka, and I was having fun all the way up into the matchmaking issues. So for the first few hours, I got into about 10 or 15 matches or so. So I gave it a break after I was having issues, came back to it later on, got into a couple more matches, followed by more matchmaking issues. So unfortunately, I couldn't provide any gameplay videos because that's when I was going to do my first video over Mortal Kombat, but it was just too inconsistent for me to plug everything up and get the recording. So just thought I'd wait to the actual pre-order beta, and then that way I can have an extra game mode for you, and some more information on what type of characters we're going to be dealing with, and so on and so forth, and I'll explain that a little further along in the video. So yeah, stress test was pretty cool, but since the online play was the only thing we could do, I had to, just give it the L because the servers were trash, but it was a stress test. So I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose just to test how many people can be on the server at one time. So yeah, that was a fail for me. I'm not sure how everybody else did during that time, but it was pretty bad over the weekend. So going over the pre-order beta that just passed this weekend, which was from the 27th through April 1st, I got in again because I pre-ordered the game. So whether you pre-ordered the standard or the premium edition, you were able to play it if you pre-ordered ahead of time. So in that beta, the playable characters were Scorpion, Scarlet, Baraka, and now Jade and Cabal. Let's talk about the customization. They finally brought in the Injustice mechanic that allows you to earn gear for whatever character you play as. Now you couldn't earn any in the beta because it doesn't save your progress, but that's what they promised in the full game. And you can change up 3 pieces, so from my knowledge it's the mask, or like the headgear, the weapon, and like the 3rd cosmetic. So I guess that's specific to whatever character you're playing as. And you can even create your own variant. So you know how they had the variants in Mortal Kombat X to where pretty much each character had 3 different versions of themselves, and it changed up their moveset slightly. You can create your own, mix and match some of the moves that you like, and then you can even name the variant yourself. Even the intros and the victory poses you can change. So in the beta they had 2 each for every character, so I'm assuming that you will be able to unlock more as you play the full game, because they're bringing back the crypt, so you can use your coins that you earn in game to actually unlock more stuff. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Can't wait to see the variations that people come up with, because in Injustice, when I was playing people online, I didn't run into anybody that looked the same. So hopefully I get that same experience with Mortal Kombat 11. So let's get to the bread and butter of what everybody's waiting for, the combat. Now starting off, it did look slower when I seen the first initial gameplay. When they started doing like reveals and everything, it looked way slower, but it's more strategic, so it's not really an actual bad thing. And from having my hands on it, it's way more punishing. So I'm gonna be 100. Button mashers are gonna be pissed because this is way more punishing. So if you do like a special move and you miss, it's gonna take a while for your character to recuperate. So that can set you up for a nasty combo if you playing somebody who know what they doing. So I enjoy that. Also with the combat, instead of 1 big meter, they changed it to 2 separate ones. So the vertical meter is the defense meter, so that means you can use that to probably do extended dashes or enhanced counters and stuff like that. And then the horizontal meter is for offense, so you're going to use that meter for like your enhanced combos, your pop-ups, and all that good stuff. And you can't use that for x-rays anymore, so they introduced a new mechanic called Fatal Blow, and you can only use that if your health drops below 30%. So you don't have to build up your meter to try to do an x-ray. You have to wait till you drop below 30, if you drop below 30%, to use the Fatal Blow. So it's pretty much used for a game changer. If you getting killed in a round and you really need to take a huge chunk off their health, you can try to chance it and use that fatal blow. So if they block it, you may have a chance to use it again in the next round, but from my knowledge, you can only use a fatal blow once in a match. Another new mechanic is the crushing blows, so that's pretty much your X-rays for Mortal Kombat 11, but each character have their own special conditions for you to trigger it. So once you learn the character you want to play as and look up the crushing blows, then you can actually figure out what triggers it, because as of right now, I've been doing it on random. I really haven't put too much time into learning why the crushing blows trigger when they do, but I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out in the actual release. And of course you have your traditional fatalities and brutalities. But as of recently, there's been rumors talking about animalities and babalities coming back. So if you're an OG Mortal Kombat fan, you know exactly what those terms are. But there's been rumors. I'm not going to really get too much into it because nothing is concrete yet. There's been a lot of play on words and things taken out of context. And you know how Ed Boon is. He always teasing and joking around. So it may be in there, may not. But I'll be looking forward to it if it is, because it's just going to add another dynamic to humiliating your opponent. So I'm all for it. So with the combat out the way, let's talk about the story. So if you're a big fan of the franchise, you know that MKX was like the story reboot of the franchise, because Raiden goes back and alters the timeline of the 3 original games. And Mortal Kombat 11 picks up right after that. He's now Dark Raiden, and he thinks he's restored balance, and he thinks everything he did was right. So that introduces the new boss, which is Kronika, and she's a time traveler or a master of time, one of the two, but now time travel is introduced. So really anything is possible at this point. We can see younger versions, alternate versions, maybe versions we already seen that we haven't seen in a while. So the story is going to be crazy. I just can't wait to really get into it and see how it shapes out. And maybe it's just going to make the story better by giving it a fresh reboot, and we can just start from a point that everybody can actually remember, because Mortal Kombat 11 is the 11th installment. It's more than 11 games, but it's 11 main games according to the story. So it can get kind of jumbled up. It can be a whole bunch of loopholes in the story. People just trying to pick apart pieces that doesn't make sense. So hopefully this installment brings some clarity or a new beginning to the franchise. Either way, it's more Mortal Kombat, and I'm definitely picking it up. So for my first impressions, it runs good. The gameplay is addictive, especially with like the different variations. I'm just looking forward to the story in general, just to see how it shapes out. And hopefully time travel reboots the story, so everybody can just start at a fresh point. They don't need to figure out what happened to certain characters, and you know, just a whole bunch of random mess. And since we're dealing with time travel, any character is really possible, so I'm looking forward to some crazy DLC characters. And yeah, speaking of DLC characters, we're about to get into the actual characters that's announced so far. So yeah, other than the characters, hopefully the servers are good, because Mortal Kombat is known for lagging online when you playing against people, just spammers in general. So hopefully they clean up a lot of those servers to where we ain't lagging and just have some good online play with other people. Let's wrap it up by talking about the characters. So in the character selection menu, there are 25 slots, and there are over 20 characters confirmed so far. So let's just get into that if you haven't been keeping up with me on my social media pages. So the characters so far are Kano, Cabal, Devora, Jade, Johnny Cage, Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, Aaron Black, Kotal Khan, Noob Saibot, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Jax, Baraka, Garrus, Raiden, Scarlet, Sonya, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. And as of today, and I recorded this video on April 2nd, a new character named Cetrion, and she looks like the avatars. She can bend all the elements of the earth, so which is fire, water, earth, and wind, but she really looks like a mini boss, like the new mini boss of the game, just like her playstyle overall. She could be like the Goro replacement, so yeah, I'm looking forward to see how she ties into the universe. Other than her, Shang Tsung got announced as the first DLC character, so if you have the premium edition of the game, you get him as soon as he's released, and if you have the standard edition, you may have to pay for him for an additional price. So like previous games, he may be like $5 if you don't have the combat pass, or you can just upgrade to the combat pass and get him when he releases. Also, Shao Kahn is a pre-order bonus, So if you pre-order the game before a certain time, you get the code for him, and that's another character. Also, 3 more characters got confirmed through a leak because somebody actually screenshotted the trophy listing on PlayStation 4. And within that trophy listing, it shows that you have to perform 2 different fatalities with a certain character in order to get that trophy. So within that list, those names were Katana, Frost, and another new character by the name of the Collector. So that makes 26 characters confirmed. And since Shang Tsung is a DLC character, I'm assuming they're going to give him his own additional slot for his character template, and probably Shao Kahn too, since he's a pre-order bonus. So that last slot can really go to anybody since it's 24 main characters confirmed already. And I really want that slot to go to Smoke. Like you have Noob, so I mean, you can't have Noob without Smoke, in my opinion. So I really hope that he's the last character that's announced. And another popular character is Rain. Who else? Maybe Sindel, and even the return of Goro, because those are the names I see pop up the most when it comes to these character reveals. Like every time they reveal a character, where's Smoke? Where's Rain? Where's Sindel? And you know, so my money is going towards those 4 to get that last slot. And they may surprise us and put somebody we're not expecting, or a brand new character that they're trying to reveal. So, you know, it's the possibilities are endless when it comes to NetherRealm. They always find some type of way to surprise us or put something in there that's unexpected. So I really hope it's somebody that, you know, the fans want. And that's all I got for you today. We went over both of my beta experiences. We went over customization, combat, the story, you know, my initial impressions, all the characters so far, and maybe my predictions. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and just do this housework. Let's wrap it up. Mortal Kombat 11 releases April 23rd, 2019 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, man. Y'all know how the internet works. I ain't gotta tell y'all. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. We out.